Hey y'all.
Welcome to Rum Punch and Beignets with your favorite teedies, TDB and
TD We're here to give you our unfiltered opinions on current events and everyday life.
So sit back, relax with your favorite drink as we give you this TD realness. All right, y'all. We are back with another episode of Rum Punch and Beignets podcast. We are presented by Boot Crew Media. So, this new episode, y'all know it's been a while since we didn't been back. You know, we had a lot going on these past 2 weeks because of the hurricane, and we're finally back. We so missed you guys. But so this week we are talking about discernment. Fucking discernment. I feel like that is it's not a big word, but it should be a big word for you in your life journey.
Kind of like communication. Like that's up there on like the big words list.
Yeah, like it's not really a big word per se, but it's a word that you should be very familiar with on your life path and trying to be a better person and continue to grow. So yes, discernment. We are talking about discernment. Excuse me, y'all. So
the saints got on our nerves, y'all, but we still gonna preach.
We here. Yeah, we are here. You know, technically today is Sunday, but when y'all get this, it's gonna be Wednesday. And we are low-key just disappointed. Okay? I'm disappointed as fuck.
Maybe they need to listen to the show so they could get some vision and some discernment.
Okay, because I want to know what team was playing today. What happened? What? I just don't know. I don't know. But as we go into this topic, I feel like we need to define what discernment is, because some people may not know. You know, y'all might have heard it. If y'all go to church, if y'all went to church, y'all have heard of discernment. So discernment is basically the ability to judge a person or a situation. So it's all about knowing the facts and knowing what is in that moment. So you know how to judge a situation. You know how to judge a person. You know what's good, what's bad. You know what's right, what's wrong. That's discernment, pretty much, cut and dry. So, Dom, how do you feel? Do you feel like discernment is present in your life, or is it something that's always been in your life? Or like, let me know. What's it?
Well, you know, I'll start off during my childhood, okay? As I said in the religious episode last season, my dad for a little bit of time was a deacon in a church we went to. And, you know, he would pray over us. So, like, we was real churchy. So, like, he would pray over us, and I would always hear him say that, you know, or ask that God pour the power or the gift of discernment into all of us. Needless to say, it looked like I'm the only one that's got good sense and discernment, because no knock to my siblings, but because, I mean, who else do my parents call?
You.
Because they know I just don't move like that.
Right.
And I didn't really understand it, like, growing up, because, like, I would hear him say it, but, like, I didn't really understand, like, the magnitude of what he was talking about. And I understand it more now so than I did, you know, growing up. And like B said, it's basically the gift or the power to make a sound or smart decision about, you know, your life, your situation, your relationships, and so on and so forth.
Right.
And it's funny because like a few days ago, me and Justin, y'all know Justin,
Hey, Unc.
Yeah. So we went out and we were talking, and the word discernment actually came up.
Oh, really?
And yeah, we were sitting down at this little bar, and it was a real vibe, y'all. And we were just talking, and he brought up, he said, and it just didn't click in my brain till then, it came full circle. He said, when we were evacuated by my family. And so his family got to meet my family. So my grandmother told him, or talking to them in general, when she was like telling off on me and shit, and showing pictures of me with no teeth and all of that.
Right.
She told them, she said, now growing up, and this is discernment on her part, and I didn't realize it till like literally a couple days ago.
Right.
She told him, she said, now everybody always loved Dominique. I just wouldn't let her around anybody. She had the discernment to only allow certain people around me to influence me that would guide my life in a good direction, or not even a good direction.
But
and I didn't in a direction to set me up to succeed.
Yep.
And I didn't realize that. I thought it was so annoying, y'all, that my grandma like wouldn't let me go. Like when I would go for the summer, or when we used to live by them, for a time. I thought it was so aggravating because my grandma wouldn't let me go all these places I wanted to go. She wouldn't let me run the street with all the other children. I get it.
Yeah, now you get it. You see her point.
Yeah, I get it. And like she told Justin them, like when we were there, she was like, yeah, when she was a baby, because my parents were young when they had me. So like, they were trying to still find their way with like careers and schooling and all of that.
Right.
And she told him, she said, I wouldn't, when she was a baby and a toddler, I wouldn't just let anybody watch her. Like she said, I used to take her everywhere with me because you can't just let everybody pour into your children.
And that is very true. That is facts. That is facts.
And and it's so wild. We were having that conversation and the word discernment came up, and that is a clear example. Now that I'm looking at it as an adult, that's a clear example of discernment. Like knowing who to put your child in spaces with for them to succeed and make better choices in their life and not make the same choices you made because you've been there and done it.
Right. So the fact that you say that kind of like brings up how my Mimi was with us, because if it was up to her, like, girl, we would not touch dirt. We would not smell dirt. We would not be able to do anything besides be cute and sit on the couch. Like literally,
not be cute and sit on the couch.
That would be it. Like, cause my grandma was the type of person, like she would buy us those frilly ass dresses,
with the ruffles and y'all had the little white socks with the ruffles
and the fucking shoes, and then the bows to match the dress, like
big ass country bows.
That was her, and if she had her fucking way, bitch, that is exactly how we would be.
Y'all would be sitting on the couch looking like marionette dolls.
Exactly. But like my mama, she really wasn't for that. She was the type of parent that she wanted me to experience everything. Like she was the type of parent, she'll put me out in the dirt. Like, girl, go outside, go play in the dirt.
Right. Don't come back in.
Like, don't come back in until the fucking lights come on, and you better beat the lights before they come on. I'm gonna beat your ass. And that's another story, because my mama actually she caught me one good time. I wasn't slick enough. I wasn't slick enough. She caught me one good time. But yeah, like my mama was always the parent that was a little bit rebellious, and she was like, I want my child to be self-sufficient. I want her to be able to gauge the world on her own. And now at 31, I can see the difference in the way that like me and my cousins were brought up.
See, it definitely shows.
That's because of her discernment. She was like, you know what? I see what my mama was doing. I see what she's trying to do. But this is not the life that I want my child to live. Like, I want my child to be sheltered in a sense, but I don't want her to be sheltered.
Or not be so sheltered that they don't know how to make sound decisions.
Exactly.
They're just going on, I'm gonna get to do the stuff that I never got to do growing, like when I was a kid. Or they'll probably have a mindset of, I didn't get to do X, Y, Z.
So now I want to do it now. I want to do everything now.
And this is where discernment comes in, because discernment keeps you from doing dumb shit that could either cost you your life, your livelihood, or your money.
Exactly.
And that's not what you want to do.
And also, discernment is equivalent to common sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people ain't got, again, this is something my grandma used to always tell me. Mimi used to always tell me this. A lot of people don't have the good sense God gave them. Okay? Everybody don't have common fucking sense.
Got all the books in the world and not a lick of fucking common sense.
This is very true, because my little brother and his whole generation, I really feel like common sense just fucking skipped their ass. Like on everything. Regular ass common sense skipped their ass. If you don't want to be fussed at, do the shit that does not make you fussed at. Like, it's just like, I really be so mad, and he be mad that he get fussed at all the time about different shit. And I'm like, well, if you just don't do X, Y, Z to get fussed at, you wouldn't be fussed at. Like it. What aren't you? What's not clicking, my baby?
And in the terms of like using discernment and like, you know, the universe, the creator, in that terms, you know, as an adult, you don't use your discernment. You go off and make some wild ass decision.
Exactly.
The universe, God, your creator, whatever deity you talk to on a regular, they'll find a way to spank your ass for not using discernment and good sense.
Exactly. It's gonna be a fucking,
and then you're gonna be sitting there wondering why.
Exactly. So with that being said, how do you gain or have discernment? Now, for me, I believe discernment can come in two ways. It's either it's natural for you or it's taught to you. Now, no, I have to take that back. At the end of the day, it is taught to you because it all depends on how you were raised, if you got it early or if you got it later.
Mm-hmm.
And for myself, I believe I got it early because of how I was raised, because I was so self-sufficient. I was like the only child for a long time. So I really had to learn how to make decisions for myself. I really had to be observant. And naturally, I am observant. Like I told y'all before, like when I was younger, even though I'm very vocal now, when I was younger, I was not as vocal because I was always watching everyone. And I was always trying to figure out where they stood on my fucking radar. Like, are they good people? Are they bad people? Are they someone that I need to learn from? Whatever the case may be. But I knew at an early age that everyone was not good for me.
Right.
And everyone doesn't have that because it depends on how you were brought up. You might have been very sheltered and you just thought you were naive and green to the world. And you just thought, you know, everybody was good or everybody was bad or everybody was one thing. And in actuality, everyone is dual.
Right.
They have duality, and you have to be able to pinpoint when someone is actually this one being. Like someone can actually be good but have some bad traits,
like really fucked up qualities.
Exactly. And someone can be actually a fucked up ass individual and have good traits, but you have to be able to judge, discern which is which.
It's almost as if with discernment, like when you just brought up the example, it's almost as if you're separating the art from the artist per se.
That is so true. That is so fucking true. Wow. That is true because prime example, there's a couple of examples of this. Let's go with Lil Wayne first, because I feel like Wayne is the fucking GOAT when it comes to music. Like that nigga is that nigga. Like you can't deny what he did. But as a person,
Wayne
ain't fucking shit. Like I've never liked Wayne as a person. He from Uptown. Like I've never ever liked him as a person. But his music, like you can't deny that shit.
Yeah, you have to be, I wouldn't even say you have to be blind, or
you gotta be blind, deaf, and stupid, bitch. Like you gotta be all of that, all of the above.
You really do, to know that Wayne is one of the greatest ever. Like you have to admit that. But personally, you literally, and I hate to say that, a regular New Orleans I hate to even put Wayne in that category. So it's basically like in that situation, you have to separate the art from the artist.
Yes.
Especially when they're producing great art. Now, in some situations, you cannot do that. Example, Robert Kelly.
So look, I feel like some people
I cannot listen to an R. Kelly album ever again, because in my mind, all I hear is.
So look, this is where I'm not gonna call it discernment. This is where my the devil's advocate kind of comes in. So yes, what R. Kelly has done is fucking unforgivable. It's fucking disgusting. It's everything above and beyond. What Robert did is everything and beyond. And even R. Kelly, because some of his music depicted everything he's done.
Like, bitch, I can't even listen to Aaliyah's first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, because I just know too much and I don't like that.
Exactly. So, but for me, this is where my devil's advocacy comes in, and I'm like, okay, so the beginning of his career, that's a whole lot of shit, trash ass music. Even though technically that was good music. It was good music. He sold the records. He had the notoriety. He had all of that. He really made some good music in that time, but it was still trash ass music because his fucking inspiration came from some ill ass fucking shit. It really did.
Some children.
But later on in life,
I don't know if he got better later on. I really don't.
He did. You saved me. Bitch. Step in the name of love. Like, come on.
And I look, listen, even though you mentioned Step in the Name of Love, like I really get a gut punch from that because they played that at our prom.
Look, and I get it. I really get it because when I hear it, I feel so bad. I'm like, should I be listening to this? But I mean,
like I deleted everything of his from my Apple playlist. Like
the shit still comes on. If you put like on the station, the shit still comes on, and I'd be like, that's Robert Kelly. Fuck, let me press next. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, that was a good ass fucking song. Damn.
But you know what's crazy is like again, this is where discernment come into play. Like niggas, a lot of times. Niggas cannot separate art from the artist.
This is true.
And then a lot of times they takes sound like what the artist is accused of doing or trash behavior.
Right.
And you just look at them and be like, you really feel that way? And then that's when you have to use discernment to be like, get the fuck out of my face.
Right. Which, and I equate that to when you dealing with a trash ass nigga with good dick. Mm. Oh my gosh. Hallelujah.
Oh, Lordy Lord.
So, y'all, I'm going to just,
go tell the story. Story time.
A little story time. So, Teedie had this time back in her late teens, early 20s. She was messing with this young man, a young, fine chocolate man, you know.
If you listen to the show, I'm sorry. I
highly doubt he listens to this show, but it's very few.
Might.
I highly doubt it. Like, I don't, you know what? I really don't know where he's at in life at this moment because I can't judge him off of what he was before. So you know, he might listen to it. If you do listen to this story and you know it's you,
hey friend,
then accept what it was. But
okay, go ahead with the story.
So it was like, you know, it was this chocolate ass man, and we met, and you know, I was smitten on some shit, you know, and then the dick came into play, sex came into play, and I was just dickmatized on some real shit. I was doing things I had no business doing. I was allowing things I had no business. Like, bitch, Teedie was bringing this man to work. Teedie was bringing this man to and from to get weed. Teedie was bringing this man by his ex. Like,
wait a minute. Y'all,
so look, first of all, this man told me, he wasn't even a man, this little boy told me that him and his ex were just friends. And at the time I believed it. And then I found out that it was like a lie, but the dick was so good, y'all. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just let it slide. And this man was playing everybody he was fucking. I'm gonna just say he was playing everybody he was fucking. I didn't find out how many people he was playing at the time he was fucking with me until after I stopped. After I chose to discern the situation. After I chose to use my discernment, my gift of discernment, that's when I found out how many other people that came into play. And what's fucked up is
side note, before you finish that, how many other people was? I'm being nosy now.
Besides his ex, it was like 1, 2, maybe 3 other girls besides his ex. Ooh. And that's only what he told me. I'm pretty sure it was probably more because that was the type of nigga he was. Like, literally, he was from Uptown, but he, you know, resided in Gentilly, and
oh Lord.
And he still had that Uptown fucking mentality because he was like a pretty ugly black Uptown nigga. He wasn't the finest, but he was the finest. Like, because he had that fucking,
like Uptown niggas are really getting shit.
Because technically a lot of Uptown niggas are very cute and very pretty.
They're just hoish.
They're very hoish as well, but then you have those ugly uptown niggas that know how to be fucking pretty. Like he knew how to dress, he had money, he had this, he had that, but then he had his own little situation. He got, he couldn't have his car no more. So I was like, stupid duck ass Brittany. I'll take you to work. I'll make sure you get your money, babe. Stupid duck ass bitch. I did not have discernment at that moment, and I knew better. The crazy thing is, I knew better. But y'all,
the dick.
When you dickmatize, it's just
the dick has you looking stupid. Sometimes.
All of that, and y'all want to know how long that was?
How long?
That was almost 5 years, and I knew everything that was going on. That was almost 5 years. I could not let him go. We went through a lot. I just could not let him go. And I don't know. It was like, dog, the nigga had the dick that made you go crazy. He did, He had the dick that made you go crazy. But I'm just telling y'all, don't be like me. Don't stick in a situation that you know is bad for you. Even in year one. You know it's bad in year one. But that nigga, he knew how to manipulate a situation. He knew how to fucking dickmatize a bitch real quick. He knew how to do it. As soon as he knew you was mad, here come the dick. You be like, oh, all right, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
And that's when discernment come in, because you'd be like, you're not finna dickmatize me no more.
Exactly. It took me almost 5 years. It was like 4.5 years, a little bit over 4.5 years. And I was like, you know what, Brittany, I'm tired of doing this. Why do you keep doing this? Like, girl, you deserve better. This nigga ain't even all that cute. And you know what really made me be like, this nigga ain't that cute? My auntie one time met the nigga. And y'all know my auntie is like, my girl is crazy. My auntie one time met this
the one
nigga.
that said, who is this little big head baby at the airport?
Yes, that's my girl. Yes. So one time he came to my house and my auntie came out the door and she met him. And I was like, TT. I called him Black at the time. I'm going to call him Black. That's not what I told her, but I'm going to call him Black. And I was like, TT, this Black. And she said, And she looked him up and down. How you doing? he was respectful and everything. But y'all, my auntie ain't got no type of filter. Like, this lady here is crazy. Like, for real. So she has no type of filter. And he was like, he spoke. He was like, hey, how you doing? She was like, oh, what's your name again? What you do? She was like, you think you cute, huh? And he was like, yeah. He was like, fuck, I am. She was like, boy, you ugly. And they will fuck you up in jail. I was like, oh my gosh. She literally told this boy, you was really ugly and they will fuck you up in jail. I was like, wow, whoa, where did this go?
Oh my God.
TT, like, why would you say that? And I was like, you know what? Just go in the house. Just go in the house.
Oh
I'll
my
do with her.
gosh.
That was she said. She said that. She said, you really think you cute, but you ugly as hell. They will fuck you up in jail. Like, what? What do you mean?
Oh my God. Bitch.
Y'all,
I had to take my glasses off because
in that moment,
my God.
In that moment, I had to take a step back and be like, damn, if my auntie said that, like, what am I doing?
They be knowing before we know. They be knowing.
What am I doing in life? If my auntie said that, like, what?
They be rude, but they be knowing.
She was like spot on. And after she met him, and like the next day, me and her talked, and she was like, Brittany, leave that nigga alone. Cause first of all, he ain't even cute enough. The fuck, leave him the fuck alone. I was like, all right, TT. It took me probably it took me about a year for me to really grasp the situation. But again, I had to learn how to use discernment, because even though I had discernment early on, I chose not to use it in that moment because I was just stuck. I was motherfucking stuck. When the dick got you stuck, you just stuck. And you just like, I don't know what to do. Fuck the wrongdoings he's doing. Just fuck him. Like, it will be all right. Just fuck him. It will be all right.
And that's where the idea, when it comes to discernment, that's where the idea of seeing things in rose-colored glasses versus seeing the reality of what the situation is.
Exactly. That goes into the next segment. That goes to the next part. Like, gaining fucking discernment. Like, how do you gain it, and what aspects? Like, all of that. Rose-colored fucking lenses. Like, you got to remove that shit, because those little bitty good things that happen and it's really little. they aren't the big picture. It's literally just a speck of the actual picture. You got to remove the rose colored lenses. It might feel good. It might feel good. It might sound good, but is it really good? Is it really beneficial to your life? Is it helping you become the best you or going to the next level? Excuse me.
And you can look at that you could put that formula in any format.
Your career, your family, relationships,
all of that.
All of that. Is it really good? Even though you have years in this relationship, be it a romantic relationship or a friendship, even though you have years in it, is it actually beneficial to you in this time, in this growth period that you're in? Because you're not the same person that you were when you first met that individual. Y'all are two different people. Are you guys growing together or are you guys growing separately? And if you're growing separately, there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to figure out if y'all can grow separately together, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, completely. Because it's that kind of goes with, if you're in a relationship. I'll give my example, because TD Dime ain't perfect either. I'll give my example. So I was engaged to this person, and this is the example of seeing the rose-colored glasses versus seeing reality, seeing the potential of what it could be versus what it really could be, or what it really was. So I was engaged to this person, and I was like, oh, he's a great guy. He's really sweet. He's really nice. But I know I'm an ambitious person. I know what I want. I go after what I want. My mind don't change. I give it my all. I get what I want to get. Right. I put it out there and say that I want it, and it's mine. And the person I was engaged to was not such a ambitious person. It was some things that I started to notice, the closer it got to the wedding. So then we had a whole wedding plan, and then I started noticing that I started being the one to do everything. And something wasn't adding up to me. And of course, again, seeing the potential of a happy marriage versus the reality of, we're going to be struggling. These kids ain't mine. I'm going to be a stepmama. Do I really want to be a stepmama? Right. Who's going to be carrying the financial brunt of this shit when we do get married? Because
y'all know that all that shit come together. All that shit comes together.
Son. So fast forward, with I think it was maybe 8 months left. It was less than a year left until our wedding date. And I said, you know what? Reality started kicking my ass. And then discernment started coming in and being like, okay, you know who you are. Why are you acting like this? What do you get out of this? How is this, examples of other people who are in flourishing relationships, not to do the whole comparison thing, but you know what you expect. You know who you are. You know what you bring.
Right.
Why are you doing this to yourself?
Exactly.
And it got to a point where it was just like, okay, bitch, how do I do this? It was a struggle. I called the wedding off with 8 months to our wedding day. All the money that got paid up to that point, I ain't even give a fuck, because
you just knew it had to be done.
Yeah. When stuff is fucking with your peace, whether it be people, situations, relationships, careers, business ventures, when that shit is starting to fuck with your peace, that's when you need to use discernment and ask for a way out.
Exactly.
And I had to do that. I literally cried out one night, and I was like, yeah, TD Darm cries, y'all. I do cry sometimes. But
I mean, don't act like y'all ain't know she cries.
Oh, shut up.
The surprise should be when I cry, bitch.
And I, listen. But I actually cried out one night, and I was really going through it, y'all. And I was like, I can't do this shit. I can't marry somebody that don't have nothing that I need, that's not adding to my life other than stress.
Right.
And then, like we talked about another episode in the first season, when your body knows, that's where discernment come in. When your body know or your mind know that you shouldn't be doing whatever it is the fuck you're doing, it's gonna let you know. It's
gonna let you know.
Like I told y'all in the other episode, every time my ex will contact me and he send them dumbass googly eyes, I get gas. In this situation,
girl, The fucking gas always kills me.
Nigga, every fucking time this nigga would send me googly eyes, my stomach would
It's
just...
the gas for me, bitch.
But no. But no, like...
Girl, stop laughing. It's not that funny as shit.
Yes, it fucking is, bitch. Yes, it is. But in the situation where I had to call off my wedding, my body was letting me know I was losing weight. My hair was I was starting to get little pieces of gray hair, you know?
Oh, Lord.
And like my body was really letting me know I had started getting like sick, and I hadn't gotten sick in like 2 years up to that point because I had changed my diet and was working out and doing better health-wise. And I got sick, and I wasn't sick for a while. My body was just like, okay, since you're not gonna do what you need to do, all right, bitch,
I'm gonna make you do it. Yeah. And I feel like that just goes with the lines of the second point. So the first point was removing rose-colored lenses. The second point is learning and trusting yourself. So you really had to trust what your body, your being was doing in order to
make a change.
To make that change and to identify and acknowledge, like, okay, this is what's going on right now. This is what's happening. I need to make this choice and make a better option for myself, a better way for myself.
Right. And a lot of times, like, even though we have to make decisions, that like we have to use discernment to make hard decisions. And yeah, they hurt. I'm gonna be honest, they hurt. And that's that's real. They hurt. They sting. Sometimes they knock you in the fucking face and it hurts. But, you know, you have to let yourself feel that and move through that and make the change that you know you need to change.
Exactly.
Because I promise you will be better for that.
And you're worth it. Like at the end of the day, it's not about it being worth it. It's about you being worth it. And you have to trust and know and understand that you are worth every good thing that comes your way. But you have to do what needs to be done for it to come your way. You can't keep accepting some bullshit and praying and hoping that something better is gonna come. Like if you keep accepting all that bullshit, you keep accepting all that disrespect, all the fucking lies, all the fucking manipulation. If you keep accepting that, that's exactly what you're gonna get. Nothing good's gonna come from it.
And it's like you can go to counseling, you can go to couples therapy, you can go to couples therapy at church, you could do all that shit. But if it ain't right, it ain't gonna work.
It's not gonna fucking work.
It's fucking useless. You be done wasted buku people
time, money, fucking tears, everything. Child. And with that, so point 3, you have to take everything for face value. You got to take it for face value. So at the end of the day, everything does come together. But when someone shows you exactly who they are, you have to accept it. You have to accept it. Like I literally just talked about this on TDB Says this past week.
You sure did.
And it's because I actually like kind of went through something where somebody was showing me exactly who they were, and I was trying to give them, you know, like the benefit of the doubt, like I always do. But you have to accept them for who they are, because you got to realize that's where they are in that moment. And just to go back to my story that I told before, this nigga literally told me who the fuck he was. Like my dude told me who he was within the first couple of months. And I was just like, but he's so cute and he wants so much more. I can see the potential. Like literally, I could see the potential. I saw the fucking man that he could have been. And that's another thing. Like there are some people in the world that have the gift of seeing people to where they could see a person being their greatest version of themselves. But that person has to be able to see themselves as being the greatest version of themselves in order for that to happen. Right. So when you have that type of gift, when you have that sort of gift, you need to know when reality is reality and when potential is potential. And that was hard for me in the beginning of my years, like in my teenage years, when I thought I was grown and, you know, I thought I knew better, whatever the case may be. It was hard for me to distinguish what his potential was or what that person's potential was, you know, compared to what their reality was. That nigga was in a very dark space. He was in a space where he didn't know who exactly he was, but he knew how to manipulate a situation. The nigga knew he had the confidence. He had the ability to fucking talk anybody out of anything into anything. Like the bitch was a fucking salesman. He could sell you fucking 4 wheels, bitch, with no damn car on it. He really could. And you would think you was just getting a brand new fucking BMW off the fucking lot. He did. He had that fucking ability. But because I saw something in him that he didn't see, we weren't able to mesh with each other. So my fuck up was I didn't see him for what he showed me to be. And again, like I said, he showed me that he wasn't an ancient nigga early on in life. You know, he showed me that. The first lie, like when I still remember this. Like we met each other in like the winter of 18, I want to say. Let's say we met each other in the winter of 18. We had a conversation and I asked him about his status. And my nigga was very upfront and he was like, I'm still in contact with my ex, but that's just my friend. We have a long history. We went down the whole long history and everything. And I was like, oh, he's honest. He's open with me.
And you just had to keep fucking around and finding out.
And I was like, because he's honest with me, I'm going to give him a shot. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Girl, only to find out she wasn't really just a friend. This was like, that was his girlfriend in public, but not in private. And I was like his bitch in private, but not in public.
Oh, child.
And I'm like, the fuck? Because it really got to a point where me and him was together every fucking day. Like literally, we were together every day. But technically, only his friends really knew about me, and vice versa. Only my close friends knew about me, but we didn't go public about anything because at the end of the day, he was still very public with the quote unquote ex.
Child.
So again, y'all, take shit for what the fuck it is. If the nigga is showing you that you are a private type of motherfucker, that's what you are. You don't really mean that much. He's just using you for what you can give him. I'm telling you, I'm covering my mouth so you guys can hear it. Like, run. Like, if that's not a situation you want to be in, please run. Just go, exit stage left. Like, that's not your story to tell. Like, leave that to them. Somebody else can do that.
And not even in general with relationships.
Just anybody.
Just in life in general. Quit fucking around and finding out.
In your jobs, in your fucking relationship. Like the same thing happens in jobs. Like jobs will fucking keep you on for you to teach everybody else your job, and they will not fucking give you that raise. They won't give you that promotion because they're going to give it to somebody else. They just want you to teach them everything you know and keep you in that spot that you at. Don't do that. If they cannot respect you, if they cannot see your worth, your value in that moment, you don't need to be there. Somebody else will find it. Somebody else will see it. Yes, it might be a long journey. Trust me, it will be a long journey. It will be hard. You will have to go through some things, but you have to be strong enough. You have to be accountable. You have to be aware to know, like, you know what? I know what I bring to the table. I know I bring the table. I know I bring the chairs. I know I bring whatever the case it is that you're bringing. You know that you bring it, and you have to stand in it and not allow somebody else to come in and be like, well, no, you might think you bring the table, but actually you bring the doilies, bitch. Like, no, don't let them bitches fucking play with you like that. Please don't do that. Don't let them play with you like that.
And this is where discernment comes in, because you got to discern, like, when people are around you, you got to, and I hate that I notice everything when I be outside. I really do. Because
I know that is a fucked up ass thing, because you just be wanting to enjoy your time. But
and I notice, because we got the gift of discernment, I notice every fucking thing. And I fucking hate that shit sometimes. But, I mean, I rather have a gift of discernment and be able to decipher shit than be in the wrong place at the wrong time, or be fucking around with the wrong people at not right, yeah. And they be fucking up my blessings. So I mean, it's kind of like a win-win, I guess.
Yeah, and this is something else that I feel like it needs to be mentioned. Like there are a lot of situations where people get into, like, there is the wrong place, wrong time type of thing, and that is a real true thing. You're at the wrong place at the wrong time. And I think there's other elements that go into that. It's the wrong crowd. You're trying to be with people that aren't necessarily for you, and you know they're not for you because you have this feeling that they're not for you,
Right.
but it's because you grew up with them. It's because they've always been around. Like, you're familiar,
Or
you're
because it's
comfortable with them.
convenient.
Yeah, you're comfortable. It's convenient for you,
Right.
but you know, like, deep down,
You done
you
outgrew.
always feel uncomfortable with them. It's
Right.
like that's not who you're supposed to be around, but because you're comfortable, because it's convenient, you're there, and you find yourself in a fucking predicament that you didn't really want to be in.
Right.
And that goes for a lot of shit. Like, that's how some people get shot and killed. That's how some people wind up in jail. That's how some people wind up in situations that they really didn't want to be in, because instead of using their discernment, they chose comfortability. They chose consistency. They chose something that they were familiar with, even though that familiarity was not what was congruent with their lifestyle.
And if you know you outgrew somebody, and that goes with feeling, or not even somebody, but like, somebody, a group of people you used to hang with, or a certain situation, you'll feel it, and you'll always feel like, I'm not supposed to be here. I know where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you have to honor and listen to that. And that's your discernment. That's that little voice
that
in
little
your
voice
gut.
in you. Yeah.
It's telling you, like, okay, this ain't the situation. This ain't the vibe. Like,
Right.
Peace out.
And I'm gonna do another story time for that, because at one point in my life, I had this group of friends. It was like from late teens to mid 20s, like early mid 20s, and we always hung together. Like, these were the people that I got into my trouble with. Like, I really learned how to. I did everything with them, bitch. We did everything. Like, we did drugs. We had house parties, hotel. I'm trying to understand how the fuck we had money to do a lot of the shit that we did. And we did not ask our parents for money. Like, we were working. We were working people. We were hustling people. And we literally had, like, we were getting hotel rooms on weekends, buying alcohol, bitch. And at the time, we weren't even really legal enough to do that. But we were doing it. We were having house parties on college campuses. Like, we were doing all types, going to strip clubs and doing all types of shit.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there. Just know your
mind your business.
Your TD lived a fucking good life.
For real, mind your fucking business too.
But I always felt like I was obligated to this group of friends, because they literally went through a huge chunk of my life, of me learning myself, of me like really coming of age
and growing
yeah
up.
Like, they were there. They were there when I was fucking with Black. They were there when I was being dumb and stupid, and they would tell me, and they'd be like, girl, stop messing with you. And I'd be like, no, fuck yo, I'm about to go. Like, they were there. Like, they gave me some of my best birthday parties. Like, I had some of my best times with them. Like, they were my family. But it wasn't until I started to grow older and I started to realize that they don't fit into the life that I'm supposed to go.
Yeah, where you trying to go? You can't take everybody with you.
You can't take everybody. And like, literally, I'll say it was like, it probably was like 8, 9 of us that every week we were together. Like, it was like, this was before we had group messages. This is before
group FaceTime.
Like, right. This is when iPhones like really just came out. Like, it was like a real thing, and everybody didn't even have iPhones at the time. Most of us had Androids. Like, this was a time where you really had to, you was really fucking with somebody, you really fucked with them, and they knew that you fucked with them, because you had to do what you had to do to get in touch with them, type of thing. So at that time, like, I didn't realize that I was outgrowing my friends until a little later on. And this is when like depression and anxiety really started to kick in for me. And I had to like figure out what the cause of it was. And then I realized that I was smoking like crazy. Like, I was doing drugs like crazy. I was drinking like crazy. I was partying just about every fucking night. Bitch, where the fuck we was going? every day of the fucking week. I could tell you what we was gonna have for the time, but the other half, I couldn't really tell you. Like we was going by some. We was either on the lake. If we wasn't at somebody's club, we was on the lake. We was at somebody's house. There was endless amounts of alcohol, endless amount of weed. Like we was getting fucked up. But I had to, once I got older and I started to realize that some of these people, half of these people are not for me the way that they say that they're for me. And I really had to see that. I had to, take accountability for that. And I had to discern, like, so who is this that's standing in front of me? Are they really my friends? Am I even still the same person that I was before? Like, what's going on in this moment so that I can be a better person? I had to decide, do I want to be a better person or do I just want to hold on to
the normalcy or the
toxic ass friendships? And I made the decision, like, I want to be a better person. And half these people that's in my friend group, I can't fuck with them no more. Like, it's just, it is what the fuck it is.
Right.
And that's what I did. I had to cut their ass off. And because of that, I became a better person. I will say that. I definitely became a better person. Thank God for that. Thank God for discernment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I had to cut them bitches off. But more peace and power to them. I pray that they prosper and they gain the success in everything that they need. But yeah, I had to cut that shit off ASAP.
You be knowing, your body be knowing.
Yeah.
Like it really be trying to speak to you. Like when it comes to discernment, like a lot of shit you probably shouldn't be doing.
Right.
Like, and you just have to listen to it.
You got to.
You literally have to listen to whatever your body or whatever your spirit, like that little thing, that little voice in your head, I don't know, or in your gut.
Right. Not the little dingly thing in the back of your throat, but
yeah, not that thing. Not that thing.
The little thing in the back of your head.
What is that called? What is that?
That's not your tonsils. No, that's the...
Bitch, I want to Google this when we get done with this episode because I want to know what that's called. I think it's not your tonsils. No, because that's not
like
your tonsils.
Tonsils are like on the side of your throat.
Yeah, that I don't know what that is, and I really want to know what that is.
But Cardi she was on your ass. Next, we gonna go to the next.
But any fucking way, listen, if you want the gift of discernment, you just have to ask to be opened up to receive, whatever messages, you need to receive that are pertinent to your life. And, it's not always easy as asking and then, like magic, the shit happen. No,
right,
there's work that has to go into that. There's some action.
It is a journey.
It really is. And then especially like using discernment, you can't be like a wishy-washy ass person. No. you got to stand on what's being said and what you feel, and you have to make the choices.
Hallelujah. That is very true. Oh, that was a rhyme. Ha ha ha. I feel like I should be a deacon.
Were we preaching today? I think we was preaching.
I feel like we did like a little. I feel like we did a cute little Sunday Bible school number.
Not like them Instagram preachers.
No, we did like a cute little Bible study number. Not a full blast sermon, but like a little cute. we taught some lessons. That's
right.
what I feel like we did.
We used our life, our light as a lesson.
Yes.
We went through that, so y'all don't have to go through that.
Okay. Or maybe y'all already went through that and y'all just needed to relate to somebody that been through it. So
right. Because we both been through a lot of shit where we've had to use discernment to get better. Exactly. It literally is just to make you better. That's
exactly. All. And what I just want to say, like, for this show, I really do appreciate the platform that it gives for us, because I'm never this fucking vulnerable or very open about certain aspects of my life. But if you ask the right questions, I will be. So I'm just never going to just give up this type of information. But the fact that we're having this podcast, it allows the space for me to give up this type of information, just so that you guys can understand and know that you're not by yourself. You ain't crazy. Right. You haven't done something that has not been done before. And like everything that I've done, I know for a fact it wasn't the first, nor will it be the last. But I just hope and wish and pray that the things that I have been through relate to somebody else or give somebody that's possibly younger the guidance that they need, or maybe even older who hasn't really tapped into who the fuck they are in that moment, the guidance that they need to get through a certain situation in their lives. And because like, bitch, I've really been through a lot. I've been through a lot. And
it's funny, like you said there about the show, because like, I don't know why certain people that listen to the show, I'm not gonna name names, but certain people that listen to the show think I'm just such an angel, and I'm like, bitch, listen.
Yeah, no.
It ain't nothing that we ain't done, ain't did, ain't suffered a consequence for.
The only thing is, bitch, I ain't never been to jail. And I ain't never shot nobody yet.
Keep playing with her, and
that's it. Cause I know how to use a cat. I'm just playing, yo.
Oh my god! What?
But I do know how to fucking shoot, bitch. Don't play with me. So I'm just saying, like, you've never been to jail either, right? You never shot and killed. You've been to jail.
Yes, I've been to jail.
She been to jail, yo. We gonna talk about that. Oh, I didn't know this. I'm sorry, I didn't know this, you guys. We learned something new today about Teedy Dom, bitch. What? What?
You wanna know why?
No, we gonna talk about this another fucking episode, bitch.
Wait,
no, just no, cause we about to end this right now. We gotta leave a cliffhanger. Fuck that. We gotta leave a cliffhanger, bitch. Fuck it. Y'all gotta tune in next episode. Well, probably not next episode because the next episode might not warrant this. But we gonna talk about this on another episode where y'all find out why TDD got arrested. Girl, TD Dom got arrested, bitch. Girl, ooh, bitch. I'm just like, what? What? TD Dom did what? Girl, y'all thought it was me, huh? Y'all thought it was me that was gonna get arrested. Y'all thought it was gonna be me banging up, shoot 'em, bop, bop on all these hoes.
I ain't shot nobody. I haven't shot nobody. See?
But my girl done got it. Girl, oh, I can't wait to talk about this. It was don't you fucking tell the fucking secret.
It was a stupid reason. It really was a dumbass reason. I promise y'all. Once y'all find out, y'all gonna be like, for that, it's real stupid.
Where were you?
Let me see. Where was I when I got arrested?
Was it Mississippi?
No.
Illinois?
No.
I mean, not Illinois, St. Louis.
Yeah.
It was in St. Louis. Okay. All right, so y'all just put that in y'all mental. TD Dime arrested in St. Louis. And she gonna fill in the fucking...
Bitch, you could probably find a mugshot.
The mugshot, bitch.
Don't Google it, though. Don't Google it. Because y'all don't really... Yeah,
y'all don't know her real name, so
y'all don't even know my real name, except for only like a few people. And like Dustin probably one of a handful of people. Like I could count on one hand how many people know I was arrested. That includes my old boss and the person that I'm with now, and my parents.
Okay, so like I said, y'all put this mental note.
Bitch, you really gonna make me tell these people why I got arrested?
Yes, you are. Yes, the fuck you is. The fuck. Put a mental note in your head, and y'all could tweet us, IGM us. IGM us. I don't even know what the fuck that is, but y'all can IG us. Y'all can send us a DM. Y'all could email us. Let us know. Remind us to be like, TD Dime, St. Louis, arrested, bitch. Tell us. Because I'm going to make sure she tell us this story, y'all. Because I am very like, girl, not TD Dime. Bitch, Dub is going to have a fucking field day. Oh, bitch. She ain't the fucking angel, Dub. Try again, bitch. Try again.
But no, once he hear why I got arrested, then he's gonna be like, "Oh,
he's still gonna take your side."
He's gonna be like, "Oh, that wasn't for nothing. That wasn't nothing."
Again. Hey y'all, it is your girl TDB. Unfortunately, we ran into some issues with the connection at the studio, but I'm here to remind you to tune in every week for the MidWeek Joce. You don't want to miss Storytime with TD Dime. Hit us up on IG and Twitter at RPB_podcast. Like, comment, and share the videos on our YouTube channel. And also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show or have a topic for us to speak on, email us at rpandbpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to get exclusive content at Boo Crew Media, and we will catch you next time. Peace.